Hi, I'm Carice from Scofield Farm, and in this video I am going to have you come along with me over a couple days as I just do work in my garden, and I'm going to share with you as we go what I think the number one thing I did for my garden last year. The number one thing I do for my garden even this year. Come join me, come take a look at what's going on right now in our Northern California garden. These grapes are so fun. It makes me wish that I was not allergic and could eat grapes. Hello there. That one is perfectly ripe. I really need to do a garden tour soon. June is so beautiful. I love the echinacea. It is bigger than ever. It's probably, goodness, it might even be a little too big, but I don't want to complain because it's gorgeous. We also have the peppers finally taking off, some little flowers. I got them in so late. Eggplant are finally growing. There's just a lot that's going to be really good in this garden to show you guys soon. Every time I'm out here, I have to pull a little bit more of the Bermuda grass from the path so it doesn't actually get into the beds. I was just coming out to check on the garden real fast. It is already past 8 o'clock, so the sun is down. It's like that twilight time. It feels so nice. One thing I love about our weather is we have dry heat. It can get really hot in the days, but the times of night in the summer that are like 8 p.m. feel wonderful. I'm going to harvest a few of my onions that are in this bed and then kind of bring up the soil level a little bit. I don't know if I'll bring up the soil level tonight because I might run out of light, but I thought I'd just bring you guys along with and you can kind of see what I'm doing. As I said, I really should do a garden tour because a lot is changing. These are cantaloupe that I kind of need to encourage to grow up. Our trellis, arch. They are so fun. They all kind of look like they need to be trained upwards. But what I came out to do before it's dark is to get these onions, the way I know they're ready, even this one's kind of small, is when their tops fall over like that, limp. That means they're basically done growing, so small or big, we will use them. We used a bunch of the little teeny ones that were like this size that I harvested before. We used those in dinner tonight. We made butternut squash risotto from the garden. It was so good. This bed is soon going to be a vibrant pepper bed with cantaloupe. We have a random cabbage that decided to come. And we have chard and some calendula down there. But yeah, seasons are changing. We grow food year round. So it's time to get the onions out, give room for everything else to thrive. I can't grow cabbage lately when I try, but here I don't try. And this thing is massive. I think we might even get ahead. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna get pretty hot here soon, but that's pretty cool. But you can see how, okay, I had to build the soil level up in the middle of the bed. And then it kind of, I didn't build it up where onions have been. I've been slowly harvesting them, like this teeny one. This is a small one, but as I said, we used a bunch of little ones in our dinner tonight because, you know, they don't have to be like supermarket selling worthy to be wonderfully edible and nourishing for the family. So I took a bunch of these little ones and then I'm gonna get some of the bigger ones as well. Then we'll bring the soil level up, or it should be. So this year I got onions in late and tucked them in here, there, and everywhere. So we've got onions in this bed and I think 3 other beds just because they were late, but I thought late is better than not doing them. So we thought, oopsie, both red and yellow onions. This one does not want to come out. This one feels like it's still growing. I'll leave that one there. It's not too bad. This is gonna be all sorts of deliciousness straight from the garden. I'm pretty happy about it. A good reason to bring out my garden basket is to start putting them in here. I think I'm gonna leave the one that's standing up to see if it'll get a little bigger and pull soil away from it, and anything laying down like this one, not crazy big, but I will definitely eat this and use this. And do that with all of them here. Those are kind of standing up good, so. If you enjoy this kind of content, would you like our video and consider subscribing and following along? We would love to have you. Almost missed that one. I think this is the best one I got so far. Train this up. This is gonna be all sorts of deliciousness, for sure. On the other side, we have pickling cucumber coming up and a really beautiful kale. This was like a flowering kale and it didn't want to thrive in the winter, and here it is in the summer. Who knew? Found a couple more onions. There's so much I want to show you. I'm going to show you another area of my onions that is not ready to harvest at all. They took off so much later, but I think they're going to end up a pretty good size, like pretty decent. This whole area, all the way along here, these are actually finally just starting to get a little bit thicker. So I keep, every time I come out here, I kind of like pull soil away from the base to get them to bulb up, because that's what onions like. They like to be able to bulb up. Look at the beautiful cosmos, but I actually wanted to show you, not the cosmos, but the onions, and how you can see, I think these may end up bigger than the other ones. You just have to give them the room to grow and hopefully get a good size. So interestingly, it became almost like a succession sown harvest, that I'm not harvesting all my onions at once. I've been harvesting them in little phases, just a little bit at a time. This view is spectacular, that's what I'm showing you. It is just so beautiful. This is my favorite time to be out in the garden. I think it's the prettiest time of day. It feels nice. I don't feel hot. It's quite lovely. And there's my garden gate arbor. So beautiful. We will have to come back out here again maybe tomorrow, because this is all I got. But I ran out of daylight, so yeah, I'm gonna have to come back out here and maybe share with you a little bit of what we're doing and a little bit of my thoughts. So it's the next day, and I want to show you, we have a cool little planting project we're doing out front. My husband ran some water to where we didn't really have anything but like a lawn kind of sprinkler, though we don't have a lawn. And we are planting a tree in honor of my grandma that is really going to be beautiful. I got some birthday money from my uncle and my mom, and this is a Genie tulip magnolia. It should get to be about 10 to 12 feet tall, and it has the darkest, beautiful, like tulip kind of blooms. If you think of like a tulip tree, I'll try to put a picture of it blooming on the screen, but this is really fun. He is expanding our irrigation, which was part of our goals for this year, because I tried to plant this azalea last year, have it live like just off of the water from the sprinkler system, like that sprinkler system right there. and it did not keep it alive very well. So it's barely holding on. It obviously didn't bloom. So we're going to have actual drip to these things to make them hopefully successful and beautiful. And then I ordered like 100 tulip bulbs to expand my tulip game right here. We had tulips right along the fence line, and we're going to put them hopefully all over in this area to bloom next spring. So I was taking a look at these calendula. You know I have them all over my garden if you've been here long. This one is so bug ridden. I think I'm just gonna cut it way down because there are a couple little volunteer ones underneath it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm pretty sure it's either spider mites or thripe, but I don't really want that to spread to all of my tomatoes. I'm just cutting it way, way back. It's also going to give the tomatoes a little bit more light. Oh my goodness, you've got to see this. You've got to see how many volunteers there are underneath it. I thought there were like 2 or 3. Oh, no. Many more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have at least a dozen volunteers. So yeah, I'm gonna pick 1 or 2 to keep in there and be done. It's the next day, and I think I'm gonna finally get some of this decomposed compost into this bed where I pulled some of my onions along the side. I'm gonna just have you join me while I do what I do best. Baby steps, a little bit at a time, getting things done so it's never too crazy overwhelming. Sometimes it can totally feel like such a little bit that I'm doing. It can feel like it's not going to add up, it's not going to matter, it's not going to make a difference, but that's a lie. Doing the little things is what actually does matter. That's where character comes in life, is that we do things even when they're small, even when they're seemingly unimportant, but we know they must be done. That does matter. All these little tasks over and over and over again add up. They all pay off. I know I may say these kinds of things a lot, but I feel like the regular checking, the regular little tasks, like when I harvest the onions, I bring up the soil level from what's fallen. That is what makes this life doable. That's what makes it not overwhelming. I'm someone who can actually absolutely struggle with overwhelm, but if I break things into little bite-sized pieces, it's absolutely something that I can handle. And I know some people out there too look at a bunch of tasks and it's a lot, but one task at a time isn't a lot. One little chunk of time at a time is doable. Last year was a really hard year for me. I had shoulder surgery. My husband had recently had knee surgery, which, was after recovering from a broken ankle. We had a lot of physical issues going on, and I think the best thing I did for my garden, for my own self, was not to quit, to keep going, even if what I could do was very little, even if all I could do was look at the garden because I couldn't use my shoulder. I ended up with back spasms, couldn't do my back. But to go out and have one of my children put my scoopful of compost to bring a soil level up, doing something, asking for help, not quitting. I think that's the best thing I did. And I think it goes beyond our gardens. I think it goes into life. The best thing we can do is to keep going. All these things I like to bring you along. I like you to see real life. I like you to see this is not AI generated. This is not fake or put on for show. This is real people doing real things. And it actually teaches us real life lessons to do hard work in the amounts that we can handle, to do it over and over again and to build on top of it. You know, it becomes a beautiful, wonderful, not just garden, but life and product and result when we choose to keep going and not quit. And some days we can do a lot and sometimes we can do very little. But doing what we can consistently, I feel like, is the best thing I've done for my garden, the best thing I've done for my life and my family, my parenting, to keep going, to not quit, to not give in when things are hard. To get the onions, no matter how big they are. To harvest the food and to be thankful for what we were able to do. Harvest the food, replenish the soil, and repeat. I like to do the hard work when the sun is going down. It's not quite so hot in our hot climate. I like to do it now when I can enjoy the nicer temps, and it makes it more enjoyable and more doable for me. Doing what I can, a little bit at a time, and never giving up, never quitting, is the most practical, long-lasting, successful advice I could ever give you. And the truth that no one wants to talk about is there is no magic success formula. There is no get rich quick in life, in the garden, in relationships. This is the payoff. A garden that I enjoy, that produces food, that produces flowers, and that actually helps me process life. Hopefully this was inspiring, that you too can achieve your goals, whether they're in the garden or in life, by being present, showing up, and not quitting. I'll see you in the next video.